So now very quickly, here you have the pine cones and some entity puts it onto a flower in a tree. So that one means by the Assyrians this is created. This means we are going to procreate the way we choose to. Procreation. Create further. Tree of life this is. And what they do is benedicting it. And here they have this round going thing. Ouroboros, this snake that is biting its own tail, means we go circular motions. Here you see another one. He's got this pine cone in his hand, and here he has some solution he puts on. So Kabbalah comes from this tree of life, because there are these buds or flowers or leaves, and that's what Kabbalah looks like. A bit similar like this. So this one is the generative principle, how they depicted it early on. Meaning they want to generate their own people and therefore have an everlasting life. Their bloodline will have an everlasting life. That one really looks similar to a Kabbalah tree. You know, the Kabbalah tree then having been... this one looks even more similar. Because it has these two pillars. Kabbalah has like 3 sides, middle. The interaction between the 2 pillars. And you can go on and go on. In Sumerian as well, you got the same happening right here. And so, yeah, the pillars here you can see, as mentioned in the Bible, Boaz and Yachin. And of course, in esoterics it goes, it's the physics and the ether. And in between it's the soul, sort of, air. And there goes sayings and stuff. And it's probably just, you know, bogus, because fantasy and, yeah, not really. So, there you got the Kabbalah tree, the Sephiroth, dots, and now the negative form in its roots. I mean, to mislead the people totally. Now even that one exists, you know. And here it says, in our spine, 2 forces move up. The spine is in the middle. And then you have these chakras that derive from the glands that you have. You also get hormones from these glands, and so, yeah. But the snakes probably are a bit too much. So in Greece, the old Greek in their paradise have that tree too. So it was never put aside. In Hindu, tree of life exists. And this has to continue on and on. So that's why this, you know, serpent biting its tail exists, and why there this wheel exists. It's always going around, like walking, not just shining its rays. So that one means immortality, everlasting. The 8 means also the same, the number 8, because when you put it on the side, it's for eternity, the symbol. And so you can see the elite have a goal, and that one isn't. So this is something about the bee, how many creations that she can have when she procreates. These numbers are interesting. It's the Fibonacci. 1 and 2 equals 3. 2 and 3 equals 5. 3 and 5 equals 8. But it's the same way as procreation in nature looks like. So when they do so, the elite, just choosing like, well, they get pretty far, because after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 generations, it's 144 different people involved. So the Taurus in the sky and the Taurus, that's why maybe they have these rounds. Let's look for the rounds. Toblerone has Tobler 1. The family was called Tobler, and One was just added. Yeah. Whatever they give us as a sign, they put it in a round form. This E, which means the actual weight, would fit into a circle, and that's because the Platonic shapes in geometry, they fit into a cube, and into that cube also the sphere fits into. So when you have 431 as a frequency, that's what you come up with. And a lot of seeds look like that too, by the way. So that's just a oscillator that creates this form. But in the middle, what you see, this sort of triangle, like hazelnut seeds look like this. And when I talk about 432 hertz, it's a form of Vedic tuning that gives harmony in sound. And also when you translate that sound into a form, then the form is perfect, closes. There is no gap in their quint circle. Yeah. And it can be parted by 8, this 432. So it is rather linked to alpha frequency in our brains when we are in a flow. So it's the generative principle, the G, you see right here. And it doesn't mean, anything else. It doesn't mean gold, it doesn't mean goldsmith, it doesn't mean this. Have you seen the fly flying by? There is a unified field theory for gravity. So no, also in physics, no, it's not about that. So that number we just discussed is linked, this 432, to the cosmos, because it can be if you part the number of like the 360 grades of the circle, you can also get to that number I just said, 332, by parting it in 12. So the pyramids show that, and their axis is pointing towards certain places in the sky. And Here is some information about the brightest star in the star sign Lion. So, yeah, the plateau where it is built on and how it looks like from above. This is not really what I wanted to show you, but there is a king chamber there and a queen chamber, and the pyramid actually faces towards Orion, to these three stones that are very close to each other, kind of, you know. Oh yeah, it's the Scandinavian Sea passage to get to the Scandinavian Sea, but also the brightest thing in the sky up there. So yeah, used for both.